Yerp, boys, new season of zombie survival, and it's a little more difficult this time. Things have changed, the skill restrictions have changed. You can't use the 5th skill now, and you can't use the 7th skill. So this is primarily a tier 4 game mode, and having characters, tier 4s, who can't use their tier 4 skill honestly eliminates a lot of the good options. You also can't use any agility ability allies, so you have even more problems abound. Now, like, for example, a good option here in some situations would be somebody like Ghost Rider, but because you can't use 5 and because you can't use 7, he's not going to get access to his tier 4 ability, which is going to give him all of that extra elemental damage. Same thing goes for someone like Luna, because you're not going to be able to use her tier 4, which gives her the increased damage that you can then keep popping over and over. You also can't use White Fox. That's kind of the big one here. This is why I wanted to highlight both Luna and Ghost Rider. You can't use White Fox because she has the agility ability. So you're actually locked out of a ton of different supports. Good news is, what I've heard is Doctor Strange is really good this week. So we're gonna use Doctor Strange. That's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna favor Doctor Strange. Listen. I'm so happy with the rework on Doctor Strange that I want to use him as much as I can, in as much content as I can, as often as I can. So we're gonna rock this team right here. We're just gonna go basically full support on Doctor Strange, and we're gonna see. I wanted to show you guys my run here on 30, and then see if I can replicate the exact same run on 60. This is this game mode is more challenging than it looks, but it also is pretty fun. And you know what? Doctor Strange was good last week when he could only use 3 and 4. So now that he has 2, 3, and 4, it's even better. But it's just funny when you think about characters and you're like, oh yeah, 2, 3, 4 is actually a pretty common combo for a lot of characters. Obviously 5 is included there, but you know, like, for example, Black Bolt is a good example. I know he's a seasonal, but Black Bolt actually does the majority of his damage. He's got 3 has the accumulation, and then 4 has the V-pad skill that you're blasting off with, right? The 5 is kind of just used to charge up the tier 3. Now, unfortunately, with Black Bolt, and why we don't choose someone like Black Bolt is because he relies so much on his 7th skill, right? The 7th skill gives him that final damage increase, and so it's funny, when Doctor Strange came out, I remember people were like, oh man, his tier 4 sucks. Like, that thing sucks. And yeah, it does suck. But now it actually is good that it sucks. Because it means he's not balanced around it. And because he's not balanced around it, he's better off. So we're going to have the Doctor Strange boss come in for this specific week of this specific game mode. Doctor Strange boss comes in. We pop the tier 3, we pop the 2, 3, 4, and we just blast off into his face. Giggity, and he's gone. Perfect. All right, so now we just rack up points with the rest of this. So this is the team I would absolutely recommend. I don't tier 4 Wong, okay? If you don't have Wong, that's fine. You can just substitute Wong for someone like Coulson, or someone like M'Baku if you have transcended him. Now, I should be using M'Baku. I haven't transcended him yet because I'm going to do it in a video. You don't have those restraints, right? So just transcend M'Baku and then just use M'Baku. He's a better support here. But yeah. Or maybe you can use tier 2 supports. I actually can't remember. There you go. 377 zombies. Can anybody beat that number of zombie kill count, specifically on level 30 this week? Hit me up. Hit me up, boys! So that's going to put me rank 4. However, Joseph and Bob and MKO have climbed up further, higher. So this is what I recommend, and it's funny to see people doing this. So once you get to a stage that's like, man, that was pretty difficult. That one wasn't very difficult for me, but let's say it was. Then rather than going to 60, losing, and getting discouraged and being like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to, you know, stick with the stage that I'm at. Don't do that. Instead, well, that's annoying that I have to go down one by one. But instead, start and do, you know, if 30 was difficult, I would just go to like 31 or 32. Just go up a couple of stages and go from there. Also, what I've already messed up on, I already have enough tokens to buy the Odin's Blessing chest. I'm not going to buy it, though. I forgot to buy the tier 4 materials last week when it reset. Yeah, I could have bought one of them, and I didn't. So I'm actually behind 300 Carbo. But on the plus side, I can now show you guys buying out both the Carbo and the Soul of the Faltine. And I still have 600 left over, which is halfway, like more than halfway, 66% of the way to buying them out next week, which is in 4 days. So this is really nice. I basically am gonna, be able to float the full 900 tokens every week. That's my plan. So I can buy out that 300 Carbo and Soul of the Faltine right away. That's the plan, to buy it out right away. And then from there, I'll be able to, just get an extra 300 at the start of every week. Now, you can't use tier 2s here. So I would have to transcend M'Baku. I don't think, you know what, we'll try it. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat 60. I think what I've heard from people is 60 is really hard, but I want to show you guys what 60 looks like. It's going to look very similar to what 30 looked like, except harder. Giggity. We'll see. Actually, you know what? I still don't know what music this game mode has. Dang. Okay, I'll figure it out later. I gotta pull the game files so that I can have the sound for this game. Is it a good song? I don't know, but I'll have it available. I think I want to go on the same side as Wong to try to like overlap the kills. I think that's what I want to do. It's also important to do this when you can early on, because when the boss spawns, you don't want a ton of targets. I'm not really doing a good job of it right now, because more targets mean that your character is more likely, or the AI controlling the other character is more likely to target the wrong enemy, right? So you certainly don't want that, because then you lose a ton of damage. That happens to be so many times. It's less likely to happen with characters with big AoE, and it's less likely to happen with characters that are using a rage or a judgment versus a proc, but it can still happen. Okay, we're cutting this really close here. I'm going to be a couple seconds off at the beginning, but at the same time, we have to pop the tier 3 at the beginning. There it is. Pop the tier 3, and perfect. The rage proc actually lined up perfectly with me popping the tier 3, so that was actually pretty lucky. Okay, we're probably going to make it here. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. Chill. Where's my boy Wongers? Okay, pop the tier 3, pop the 4. We should be fine. All right. Woo, just barely. Just barely, but we got him. Nice. It was 377 on my last one. Let me see if I got more or less this time around. Probably less, eh? Whew. Yeah, that one took a little bit more effort there. 205. Okay, but we got 750,000 points, which is great. That locks us firmly into first place. And now we wait, right? Now I don't really have to put in any more effort. I still have to do a couple of runs here to get the rest of the weekly rewards. But what I would do from here, because you have to like defeat 600 zombies, defeat 800 zombies, win, defeat 1,000 zombies. From here, I would go back down to stage 1, because I don't think it matters the number of characters left. Yeah, I would go back down to stage 1, and I would just queue up from here, and I would just autoplay it. This is what I'm gonna do, and this way I claim all of the rewards, but I just put in my effort, earlier on. And so, if you have like a stacked account, whatever, you have a bunch of tier 4s, then you can get this done in just like a quick 20-minute sesh, 30-minute sesh of playing. Or you can just do the manual play stuff like on your way to work a couple of times during the first couple of days of the week. And then once you have a score you're satisfied with, you just autoplay here and there other days of the week. But I like that. I see people saying that this game mode doesn't require a lot of time investment. I think that's really good. I don't want to be playing Zombie Invasion hours a day. I don't think it should be something where you're like going back to perfect your score. Like, sure, if you want to do that, right? I could push past 60 if I wanted to, despite the fact that this week I'm paired with people who, the group of 49 people that I got, their accounts are not as advanced, or they're not as interested in pushing, so they're not really threatening to push. But if someone obviously were to go to stage 61, then they would force me to go to 62. So I like the fact that there is still a level of competition there. There's also the kind of psychological of like, are you gonna really leave it? Because sure, I could leave it at 60, which is maybe not exactly the highest. Maybe I could go a little bit higher. But what if on the last day, in the last hour, someone in my group comes in and kicks me out of first place because they hit 61? Then I should climb as high as I physically can, so that then I know that I did my best that week, right? Given the parameters, the characters that I could use, etc. I should probably go in Transcendent Baku, etc. But I like the fact that the game mode has that if you want it there, but it's also just really chill if you don't, right? It doesn't have to be a super sweaty game mode every single week. Some weeks it might be super sweaty, some weeks it might be super fun and just casual, and I think that's what's really good about the game mode. And I like it. I like it a lot. I think the rewards are good, besides the crystals. And I think the gameplay is good and it's fresh. I think it's funny now that, you know, Doctor Strange has been good for 2 weeks, but hey, you know, he is the new character. I do understand why they're trying to sell him, but I also just think it's just so funny. I think the skill restriction was a genius thing. I'm really looking forward to seeing what other combinations they come up with to highlight different characters. Right now, we've kind of had a lot of similar characters highlighted. I can't wait to see. Oh, you actually have quests there to play Zombie Survival. That's cool. I can't wait to see what other characters get highlighted in the future based on different mechanics. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this week's restrictions for zombie survival or zombie invasion, zombie survival. And hit me up in the comments with your best. Oh, hey, we're almost done. We're almost done. Look at this. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Hit me up in the comments with your highest, what was it, 377? If you can beat 377 on stage 30 for the zombie kill count. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content. And I'll see you. I got plenty more videos coming, boys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.